Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back for another Careers, Chaos, and Coaching. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday out there. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. We are excited to talk about today's topic about AI Part 2, and we're looking forward to having you all join us on stage today. This is going to be a conversation where we want as many of you to come up during this hour, because we're only here for an hour, to join us and show you how easy it is to use AI if you're just starting to get into it, or if you've been playing around with it, but you want to level up a little bit. So we encourage you all to come up on stage when we share the link. It's great to see Jay and Sean and Rihanna already in the chat. Go ahead and share the room with your friends and your network. Let them know that we're going on live if you think this will benefit their opportunities to grow and learn. But before we get started, let's do some introductions. Good morning, Melissa Houston. How are you doing today?
Oh my gosh, Felipe, I am over on YouTube because for some reason LinkedIn's not showing my comments, but I'm excited for this. I want our friends to come join us today. I want to wish all the fathers out there happy Father's Day. Felipe, happy Father's Day. I was trying to tell him before the show, we were trying to get everything lined up, clicking buttons, making sure we could show you today's fun stuff. But it's a big day. Like fathers in general, it's not an easy job. And I just want to give a shout out to the people who work that job and people who benefited from people who work that job. And glad you guys are here. Please share the event. Make sure you're inviting your friends. AI, like Felipe, where is it AI not included in life these days? It's at work in the retail environment I'm in. I use it every day. The kids are using it in the classroom. You're using it at home with your wife. I know we've talked about that. Where else are we not seeing it? Is there any place we don't see it? Because I think even in Japan, I saw a TikTok or something where they're making food with AI, right? Like it's happening. And so I don't know. I don't know where it's not. But guys, welcome to the show. Felipe, do you want to do introductions or do you want to get some questions started?
Well, let's do some introductions. So go ahead and start off the introductions. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I'm Melissa Houston, cultivator of dreams, motivator of human capital. And what that means is I want to help you figure out who you want to be when you grow up and get a plan together to do it. I help businesses, I help humans, I help with life stuff. So if you want to learn more about me, go to documentthenf.com. You can read about some books that I help co-author with my pal Felipe. Our publisher, Nicole Galindo, is launching a new book next month, and we're kind of excited to see that happen. So go check out all that stuff. It's all over there. You can also follow Felipe on YouTube right now. I know he's showing you my stuff, my website, and my QR codes, which I appreciate. But make sure you go follow us there because sometimes LinkedIn glitches. And even me, as a co-host of the show, I can't get my comments on the screen on LinkedIn today. So if you're feeling like we're not seeing your stuff, please feel free to go over there, ask your questions, and let us help you solve them live. Felipe, back to you.
Well, thank you, Melissa. And for those of you I have not had the pleasure of meeting, my name is Felipe Cofiño. I am an HR exec, a recruiter, career coach, LinkedIn Top Voice currently. And like Melissa, I am promoting my career services and HR services and recruiting services through Cofiño Consulting. So if you have a need for that for your business, whether you're an entrepreneur or a large organization, feel free to reach out to me. And as always looking to increase the number of subscribers so that people can visit and see some of the great shows that Melissa and I do here for Careers, Chaos, and Coaching, as well as some of the other shows I do with people like Ashley Flewellen and Sumana Jetty with the Workplace Wellness Hour, or my wonderful Social Saturday Chat crew. So check out and feel free to subscribe if you don't mind. And I just want to welcome some people in the chat that's joined us. It's great to see Hamidi and Meryl, our friend Meryl. It's always great to see you. And Kenny, how are you? Hope you had a good birthday. Meryl, I love that article you sent me. Thank you for sharing that, by the way. And Leanna, thank you for joining us. And Adrian, it's always great to see you, Adrian. Copper and Lulu say hello. And Benny is here too. And Gia is coming over. They're all coming over for Father's Day. So it's going to be a house full of dogs and humans. So, but it is always great to see you all. Let us know if you're a team live or team replay. Let us know where you're watching from. And as always, we always appreciate it when you can repost it to your network to let them know that we're going on live. And thank you, Jay. I appreciate the comment about Copper. He has been a great first son, I guess you can call him. Loyal, dependable, fun. So thank you. All right. So with that being said, let's talk about AI, because AI is something that we talked about a month ago. Melissa and I talked about the importance of AI and how it's not going away, how you shouldn't be scared about it. You just be curious about it, play with it, learn about it. Hello, Sandra. Great to see you there as well. And Jeremy, my buddy, how are you? And so AI, last time we talked about the basics and showing you how easy it was. Melissa did some great examples on the prompts to give you some demonstrations. We showed you how to tweak things. This time we want to take it up to the next level. We want to show you how you can take a prompt and actually have a conversation with you, and things in your real everyday life and things in your career. So so Melissa, do you want to start off and kick us off with something first? And while she does that, I'm going to put the link in the chat, because again, we want you all to come up. Now, this is not going to be come up and share a story. This is more about come up and ask a question or share a prompt. Challenge us. Challenge Melissa and I with a prompt that you want us to see if it can help you come up with a solution to your problem or a plan to help you solve your problem. Or plan for an exciting event that you have coming up. So go ahead and get ready for that while I hand it over to Melissa. Over to you.
Oh my gosh, Felipe, I had so much fun on this last episode. The first one, guys, I want to reference it back. If you didn't catch it, please go watch it, because if you haven't done AI before, this is a fine entry spot, right? You don't have to leave now. It's not like part two is a required course after part one, and you have to do one to get to two. But they are different prompts, different ways to use it. And some of the ways we did it before were like work, life, whatever, right? And I wanted to do it from a coaching standpoint today. You guys know I love my Venn diagrams. And a lot of the time we're stuck on something and we're looking for that other voice. The reason we go to ChatGPT is because we need some clarity, right? We're looking for that help. Sometimes a coach isn't available. Sometimes we don't want to bring other people into what we're thinking yet. We're just trying to get clarity in it. And so some of the things might be, hey, I'm thinking about moving to a new city. Let's do the pros and cons about this area. What are the benefits of working for this company? What are the negatives of working for this company, right? Maybe you're considering a shift. There's a ton of reference material on the internet, from Reddit to Career Builder to Glassdoor. AI is going to search all of that for you. And so when you're really digging into something, use that, right? Use it as a resource. Think about Google, but Google filtered down, knowing you, knowing how you speak, knowing your tone, knowing a lot, anything you feed it, right? It is going to build that memory of you if you continue to feed it content. And so being able to just work through some things, right? One of the clients that I work with said, give me my work week. I want a balance of errands, my job. This is the hour. These are the hours I work. These are the hours I'm in the car. These are the hours I have available. I have children. I want to work out, and I want to make sure I have time for podcasting. And when they did it, it literally laid it out. Like, while you're in the car, you can be recording if you have this, and it gave ideas. So that was really cool, just to think about how could you restructure my work week or my schedule in a way that maybe I haven't thought of yet. These are the things that are important to me. What can I get rid of? Another great idea, it's Father's Day, guys. Maybe you haven't shopped yet. Maybe you're late. Maybe you don't know what to buy, Dad, because he buys everything he wants, and it's hard to figure him out, right? Well, go in and say, my dad likes to fish. My dad likes to this. My dad is a chef but owns everything. What would be a great idea to give him if he already has every barbecue accessory he would ever want? They may come back with ideas for sauces, marinades, cuts of steak, a subscription service to a meat producer or something, right? And so use it for creative ideas for gifts. And then I know a lot of people use it for social media and to communicate. That's not my favorite focus. And so while you can, I only do it for the shows. And I'm going to be transparent. I love it to tell you what we're going to talk about here, because truth be told, if you guys send a prompt our way, Today we may spin off and go into a very deep nether of what we didn't intentionally plan on talking about with AI. So I use AI to kind of give a scope of what might be included. And you can do that for an anniversary party, a wedding, a birthday invitation. You can do it for a community event, a business function, right? Give it the pillars of what you think will happen. We will have social engagement hour. We will have a formal dinner at this time. And then we'll do a whatever, right? Insert here. You could do those things. But the very last thing, kind of a bonus prompt, if you will, if I could give you one piece of homework to write down to do, would be to say, hey, I just watched a show by Felipe and Melissa, and put the names in there, guys, because it is relevant. Also add on careers, chaos, and coaching. This is what they taught me. How could I apply it to how I use ChatGPT or how I use Gemini or whatever AI of your choosing, and see what it says back to you. Ask it questions of, hey, I just listened to this. This is what I took away. What do you think I should do with the information now that I have it? See what it says. Felipe, what are your thoughts on those points? Those are the first ones I just want to kick off before I hand it back.
No, I think the conversational part is, I always say it's like brainstorming, and that's why we want to demonstrate to you today is really some examples of how it can come back and ask you things that you didn't think about telling it, because we always say it's about the valuable questions or prompt, if you will, that you ask it. The better questions and the better information you give it, the better it's going to give you a solution. So, and I think the reality is that people, when they use it, sometimes they're one and done. And I think that's been the case for a lot of people, and that's fine. Like, oh, great, it did this for me. But like Melissa said, it's one of those things where have that conversation with it, see what it can take from something else. Like should our show, if you have okay, a recruiter. So here's the thing that a recruiter that you want to get in touch with about an interview, that maybe actually no, let's take it back. Let's say you want to build a relationship with somebody at a company that you want to work for one day. Say your dream is to work for Apple. Let's just say hypothetically, and you are trying to get in connection with some of the hiring managers and recruiters. What you can do with ChatGPT is say, take the recruiter's profile, drop it in ChatGPT, drop your profile into ChatGPT, and say, are there any commonalities that these two profiles have in common? See if there's something they can find that maybe you didn't see. There might be like, oh, you actually both attended the same college. Oh my God, I totally missed that. So it's one of those things where it can do research for you, help you learn about people, find out what you have in common. Maybe you went to school with you have a common friend that's in the same family, same professor you had. There's things like that. If you both had the same professor that was amazing or the same professor that was just horrible, those kind of experiences are shared experiences that bring you together. So let ChatGPT do some of that legwork for you because it can. And the beauty of it is if you did that legwork yourself, it probably would take you a few hours, maybe a couple days. This will do it in a few minutes or a couple of seconds.
Felipe, I have so much excitement pouring out of me about this. So, question, could we ask ChatGPT or whatever AI, hey, Melissa Houston wants to be friends with Felipe. Can you look at both of our profiles and figure out what I could talk to him about?
Well, I feel like
could it be that simple?
There's already too much in common with you and I.
Well, of course. I mean, yes, of course. I'm being
yeah,
silly because we're on the screen. But could we?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I think that if I took something like let's say Kenny and you were like great friends, but I just have not connected with Kenny. He doesn't chat with me. I'm going to take Kenny's profile and my profile and say, are there any common things that Kenny and I would resonate with and see what it gave me? I'd be curious. Tennis. Oh, by the way, Kenny, go Coco. I meant to tell you that the other day. You must have been so happy about seeing Coco win the French Open, but sorry, I digress there. But those are kind of things that people might find in common. Now, if I texted Kenny and said, oh my gosh, did you see the US Open golf tournament? I'm probably going to get crickets because I know that Kenny hates golf. But if I didn't know Kenny, I wouldn't know that. But if I saw that he loved tennis, and my first message to him, and he didn't know me, was, "Hey, Kenny, looking to connect. I know you're a big tennis lover, and I just loved that amazing match with Coco when she won the French Open. Curious about your thoughts. Are you excited as well?" Chances are that Kenny's going to respond back to that, even though it wasn't a professional or work related type of message. It's going to be one of those things where he probably is not going to can't help himself from responding because he loves tennis that much. So I love that idea. I am curious as to what now we have not tried this one here with like friends and people that we know, but I'm curious to see how it would work.
I kind of want to dare somebody to come up and do two pieces, right? I think there's value in two ways to do this. Number one, if you've never assessed your profile with I would love for you to allow us to do that. So if you want us to AI screen your profile and like check out the review and see if we agree with it, right? Because some people are hesitant to use AI because they don't trust it. So let's try to break it. Let's do it. We can do it live right now. The other part is, can we try to use your profile to see what maybe you or Felipe, like Felipe or I, have in common with you? Can we try to beta test that? And who would be willing? We're live streaming, so this is great marketing too, guys. Don't be scared to come up and let the world find out what your profile is about. But I know genuinely if somebody's going to screen me, Felipe, even if I know who I am, doing it live is a little, scary. Have, did you do yours live last time? I know I've done mine live. Have you ever done it live? I don't remember if we did
Yeah,
yours or not.
yeah, we did.
What did it? Did you feel it was accurate? Because I felt mine was pretty accurate.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, it gave me a little more
oh,
glitter than I
right,
probably would have gave myself. But look at, we
absolutely
got some
accurate.
volunteers.
All right, come on
Guys,
up. The
if
link is
you're
in the
interested,
chat.
Felipe, yeah, let's drop it again, maybe. And can we see the
Yeah, I'll
the
drop it again
comments
right
on the
now.
screen?
Hold on
I
one
know
second.
we see. Okay, you guys just message too if you need it. I'll help you find it for sure. We're really excited. You guys are excited about this. How do you use it? What is your favorite prompt? Are you going to volunteer? Come up. We want this to be about you. We can talk about this. We already did it once, though. We want it to be more engaging this time. Felipe and I really want to be of service. How can we help you use AI for your life? Also, I think, if you tell Kenny that you love caramel, he will say caramel. You may not get the answer you want. So be careful and make sure you say it the way others would too. I think it's so funny. Um, do you think it could settle the debate about soda versus pop, Felipe? Do you think that's too hard for AI? Because the other thing I got to tell you, and I don't know if you heard this recently, but Atari and AI were put up against each other. Playing the computer, having the computer play the computer. So Atari 1970s circa video game playing against AI, and AI got smoked. It was struggling. It could not figure it out.
All right. Well, here while we're waiting for people to join, I'm going to share something real quick. And you know what? I'm going to use you as the guinea pig. On this, I'm going to do. I have two here. So one, I'll be the guinea
Okay.
pig. The other one, you can be the guinea pig. Let's see if I'm going to share this properly. All right. So let me go to my prompts that I created here. I'm going to share. Actually, can I do this without sharing the prompts? Oh yeah, I can. Hold on one sec. Okay. So let's say.
Also, Jenny Gold just came in with pop. Sean says soda. I think there is an active argument that we could have with AI on soda versus pop. Guys, play with this, right? Let's have some fun. It doesn't all have to be heavy stuff, but let's get up here and let's get engaging. Let's show the world what AI can do.
All right, hold on one second here. I want to give this a full screen. All right, so let's do this. All right, now, so Miss Houston, what I'm going to do here is, wait, oops. I want to make sure I'm at the right prompt here. Okay, so I created a prompt that I told you all before about meal planning, okay? And now, once I put in the prompt, I said, I want you to create me a prompt for the future that I can use every time instead of doing it kind of like haphazardly the way I did. So what I did was it said, okay, I'll create a meal prompt. First one is you're going to do an inventory check of your refrigerator and freezer. Then you're going to do one of your pantry, dietary restrictions, your goal, and then that'll be it, right? So I did that. And what it's going to do is say, okay, answer the following questions. All right. So do me a favor, Houston, just list off some proteins, vegetables, fruits that you have in your refrigerator. Just read up anything.
Okay. Tofu, because the husband's vegetarian.
Oh,
I
really?
have, yeah, you didn't know. Let's go with chicken, which is always a staple, and let's go with steak.
Okay. And then
Because
what about
I
vegetables?
I have
Put it on the list. Put
broccoli.
it on the list. Okay.
I
And
know, I'm trying to think what's in
right
there.
away.
Potatoes, carrots, and onion. And then
If I
lettuce.
misspell, I'm going to
Yeah.
leave misspellings in here, you all, just to show you.
Carrots.
Go ahead.
And lettuce. I have lettuce.
All right. What else?
Then dairy, we're doing cheese, cream cheese, um, butter, sour cream, cottage cheese. I have them all. I'm a cheesy girl.
Condiments.
Oh,
Oh,
every sauce ever.
what is sour chem?
I have every sauce ever. Just put tons of options.
Wait, look at
It's like all of them.
Cheese chem.
Hey, you said you weren't fixing it.
I know,
Own your life.
that's just too weird. That's like, I don't know. All right, go ahead.
Oh,
So,
this is so fantastic.
condiments?
Just put like all the staples. Just put I have all the staples.
All right.
Right?
Okay. Oops. All the staples. All right, and then now we have, let's see here, pantry. Just what do you have in the
Oh,
pantry?
I have pretty much all the staples. We're a ingredients household. Can you say I'm an ingredients household? I
Great.
have one of everything.
This is just put variety of grains, pasta, sauces,
Oats, flour, sugars. I have all
cereals,
baking goodies.
oats, flour, soups. All right, let's stop there. Any dietary?
Yeah.
Are you allergic to anything?
No, but I want to add, can you try to keep it misophonia friendly?
No.
Why?
It's writing, it's not speaking. It's not.
But honestly, listen, here's the thing. This is really a prompt for somebody like me to consider because crunchy is a misophonia trigger. So the
Okay,
carrots that I like have to be cooked.
fine. I'll put it at the end. I'll put it at the end.
Okay.
Okay. This is for how many people and how many days and how many meals?
4 people, 5 days.
4 people, 5 days. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm writing this. Keep it miso. I don't even know how to spell phomia.
Phonia.
All right, let's see what happens with this, you all, and let's see what comes up with this. This was like the messiest probably you could possibly do. Y'all
You do not have to be perfect for AI. It is perfecting for you.
Exactly. So here's what I wrote when it asked me those questions. It's just recapping everything here, which is fine. It made assumptions, oil and vinegar, because you said you had all the staples. Misophonia friendly. I'll focus on meals that minimize loud chewing or slurping sounds. No crunchy salads, chips, or noisy soups. She's so
Listen,
happy.
guys, you can do this, and I love this because if you have somebody who
hold on. Let's show them how it looks now. So here's Monday.
Right. But pause 1 second. Hold on. Pause 1 second because this is really important for people who have issues with swallowing, medical issues, texture issues. If you have somebody who is new, like autism, they sometimes struggle with new textures and ideas. And so maybe if they do like a certain type of vegetable and they like it prepped in a certain way, like they like a crunchy carrot, they might like a crunchy broccoli. But maybe they don't like that texture. You can feed that, and it will give you new ideas and ways to prep for those people who have food sensitivities or texture issues. And that is really relevant. So that's why I wanted to point it out.
And that's again, so you're absolutely, that's why those allergy sections are important. My brother who just had esophageal cancer and he's recovered, he still is having trouble swallowing certain foods that are too big or are too hard. So he needs to make sure that he has, so that those kind of things are really relevant that Melissa just shared. So take that seriously. Even Misophonia. Okay, so we put it in there. It recapped everything that we put in there. As you're looking at the recap, check it out to make sure it captured it properly. Here it looks like it did, especially the misophonia. And here's what it came up with: a 5-day meal plan. Monday, creamy chicken and broccoli pasta. Sounds delicious. And it tells you why it's misophonia friendly. Tuesday, sheet pan steak and roasted vegetables. That sounds great. So with sour cream and a yogurt based dip. Ooh. Wednesday, tofu stir fry with rice. Add onions and broccoli. Simple soy sauce, ginger and garlic sauce. Serve over rice. Thursday, creamy vegetable soup and soft rolls. And then Friday, baked pasta with hidden vegetables. Right, why do you have to hide the vegetables? We're not children. All right, so and then here's a shopping list. Here's some things that they said. Okay, minimal assumptions that you're well stocked, but in case you're not, let's make sure you have garlic, fresh herbs, leafy greens. So these are things that we didn't mention that we said we have all the staples. They said, okay, what I think is a staple and what you think is a staple might be different. So let's make sure that we are not overlooking the basic things that you need for this. Now, here it says, would you now here's the important thing. Look at what the ask of ChatGPT. It's encouraging you to keep the conversation going. So it says, would you like me to include lunch and breakfast options too, or would you prefer to keep it a dinner? I'm just going to say yes. So now
I gotta say, Felipe, the reasoning it gives for why it thought what it thought, like, hey, this is why it's friendly, allows you to plan the next time, right? If you know Melissa Houston's coming to dinner, a cold pasta salad, a warm pasta salad, something that's not going to be super slurpy is the best. Spaghetti, probably the worst day of my life. Probably. No joke. It's really cool to know.
We're having spaghetti with the crunchy crackers and the and ice chips to start off with an appetizer, and then maybe
That's okay. What time is dinner? I'll be there with dessert.
If you ever make it to the East Coast. All right. So anyway, so as you can see, it did all these wonderful things here. Now I want to go back because I have no idea if anybody has joined us because I'm not on the screen here. Let's see. Oh, no, nobody's joined us yet. Oh, wait, that's a lie. 2 people have joined us.
Hi, guys in the back. We didn't see you. Also, they're having a whole argument about soda and pop in the comments, and I love that. I just love it.
Well, let's bring you out here. We have Sarah and Brianna. And let me get you all so we can see you all. There we go. All right. So I think, Sarah, you were first. So, Sarah, thank you for joining us up here. What question or challenge or prompt do you want us to try for you?
I actually want to try the LinkedIn scenario that you had talked about.
All right.
Finding commonality.
All right. With who?
Let's do Melissa and me.
All right. I love this. All right. So give me a second here, Melissa. Do some chatting while I pull up the link for their profiles real quick.
Absolutely. And if we're not talking, guys, please just mute your mic so we don't get any feedback. Sometimes it's funky that way. But I'm excited to see how this works because LinkedIn is a networking platform, right? And so if you really are somebody who wants to connect, but you're not sure how to move forward, let me just give you the cheat sheet right now. You can say, hey, I was at your show at any time, and that works for a host. I promise you. Just tell them you were at the show and what you liked about the show, and that'll get you in. But if you really want to connect on a deeper level and show them that you did your research, you've looked at them more robustly than just hanging out, this is a great way to do it and figure out what you guys have in common. Felipe, are you going to be able to show us and demonstrate it, or is it something we're just waiting for? Okay, cool. I'm excited. Also, guys, pop or soda? I need to know. Sarah, how would you answer this? I need to know how you would answer this question.
Well, I grew up in Missouri, so it's soda. People north of me were pop. Now I'm down in the South, and everybody just calls any type of soda Coke.
Coke. That's it. I was waiting for somebody to say Coke. There was a third option there. When I was a recruiter doing staffing and recruiting, like primarily, I would call the Dr. Pepper company and they would answer Coca-Cola Dr. Pepper company. And it was my favorite place to call. They never needed me. There was 2 people on site, but I called them after a bunch of no's just to hear her voice and then say hi and then move about my day. But Coca-Cola is a Coke is a Coke is a Coke in the South. Felipe, what do you call it? Is it soda to you? You're East Coast.
It's soda, but my wife is from Ohio, so she was a pop girl all the way. But she has gotten, wise and calls it soda now.
She's acclimated.
Well, here's the thing. We recognize that we had a whole conversation about it recently. The phrase was soda pop. The problem is half the country took soda, the other half took pop, and no one kept soda pop. If anyone says soda pop, everyone gets it. Everyone understands it. But the moment someone says,
And they all think he's 95 and probably made it in the syrup stand.
But the point is that you take when the other people are like, what are you saying? Like, soda pop. Oh, okay, I get it.
I've never been confused by soda or pop. I just need you guys to know I totally know what you're talking about either way. I'm
not confused to what you want, confused about the whole thing. All right, so let me share my screen here, you all. Here's what I did. Let me share. Let me make sure it's sharing properly so y'all can see. Okay, so what I wrote in here was, can you find some commonalities between these two LinkedIn profiles and recommend on how to approach them based on our common interests? All right, and I just put your two. I didn't even say who I was. All right, so let's see what happens. It's searching. All right. All right, so here's some commonalities. Focus on AEC industry. What is AEC industry?
Architectural engineering and construction.
Oh, thank you. Okay. All right, so Sarah has over 20 years, document acts as marketing industry, emphasis on CRM and proposal management, leadership and industry involvement, recommendations for approach. All right, so highlight shared industry focuses, emphasizing your understanding of AEC sector and how your services align with their needs. Discuss CRM and proposal management expertise. Showcase your experience with CRM and proposal process to demonstrate technical compatibility. Acknowledge leadership and industry engagement, and propose collaboration opportunities. Now, Sarah, I don't know you as well as I do Melissa, but I know that Melissa is definitely open to those kind of things and especially collaborations. But here's something.
But it lied. It lied hard. It lied so much about me. I didn't even know what AEC meant.
Let's see.
I was glad Sarah knew because I had no idea. Now, do I help with marketing? Yes. Do I help with people with writing and branding and stuff? Sure, but that's not my primary function, right? It's something I've done in
proposal writing. The proposal writing,
and I've done that too. Yeah.
Oh, you do that?
But, well, yeah, I've done that my whole career. That's part of.
All right, so these three
businesses,
these are some of your strengths, then, actually.
But just not the way it started, right? Is a marketing agency that also serves the. I mean, do I have some clients there? Yes. Is that my primary function? No. I serve humans, right? And so that was a little bit off. And I'm not a marketing agency. I'm a coach who helps with marketing.
Right. But
and there's a difference.
It didn't say that your marketing agency that primarily serves. It says it also serves.
Yeah, but how would I didn't even know what AEC was. And so for it to make it a feature focus, it would have been better for them to say, hey, she likes Crayola, right? Like, it's better to say she likes Sesame Street than that, because I had to pull out my dictionary and wait for Sarah to answer also.
But as you can see, it's not 100% perfect. So if you were Sarah, you may have gone under the assumption that she might understand that, but you can go back and ask it. Let's actually go back and ask it something. Hold on.
Yeah, why don't you break it maybe into two things? Maybe we don't overlap the profiles, but maybe it can say, hey, I'm Sarah, and I want to talk to Melissa about something she's written about recently or something, right? And give it some more definition. It is Google, guys. Think about all the times where you've put in one thing and it brought you back the wrong thing. You've gone to Amazon and said, hey, I need a baton. And maybe you were looking for like a twirling baton, like I did. And it brought back a police baton. And I was like, that's not fun. Nope, that's not what I was looking for. And so be careful with it, right? Be very clear. And another hint, write this down. If you're using a search function and you really want it to focus on what you mean, use quotations around the word. If I say I want to search Michael Jackson, but I want to be very clear on which version, right? Because there's a lot of those out there in the world. I did background checks, I know. But if I put the Jackson 5 behind Michael Jackson, it will only bring back results about Michael that include that quote. And so I will know it's the Michael Jackson that was part of the Jackson 5 that way. And so things to think about while you're searching.
All right, hold on. Before I even share this, I did.
Oh, we're seeing it. Yeah.
I know. It said, do you want me to craft a personalized message? I want you to read this message and tell me if this approach now, knowing that it said ACE before, would this approach right here be better? All right. It was very quick. Oh, no, it still says ACE, though.
Yeah. And honestly, guys, for me, I was scrolling this, but this is too long for me to read in my day job. I'll be honest. If this came on a cell phone, I would not read it. Probably. I would scan it, but I would not take time.
Now watch, make it shorter and remove the acronym AE. Well, actually, I don't know if that's an acronym, but it is not something. This keyboard coming for Melissa.
Okay. As a salesperson, this isn't a bad thing. Sarah, what do you think about this? Is this how you would write an intro message to me?
I think I would go back up to the first, in the second prompt that you did, there was something about outcomes versus further up. In the information that it generated, it was number 1. I would probably focus on that right there, honestly. Just that alone, building, build trap. So you talk about focusing on outcomes rather than outputs. I would almost start to focus on just that one item. Would that be something that would then resonate with you?
100%.
Yeah. I think sometimes just focusing in on something that's important to someone that also resonates with you.
That first line, guys, right there, she found it. Melissa emphasizes the importance on focusing on outcomes rather than outputs. Yeah. And this is why it's important to you, because what Sarah was focused on and what Felipe thought would be beneficial were different. And that's why Chat GPT and all AI is going to be unique to how you use it, your tone, your prompts, the way you're building it. And this is how it's done. Right.
So I took what Sarah just said. It's like, that's what resonated with me. This is what I would use. So I took that and said, okay, use a following to write the introduction message. Now let's see what happens.
Now do me a favor and say this is good, but add the glitter and sparkle that Melissa uses in her in her communication style. Because something else as a sales professional is they tell you to meet people where they are, right? If somebody is relaxed in their demeanor, you be relaxed. If they are more professional and sitting upright, be professional, sit upright. And so if you're going to meet me where I am, you hope we're going to be friends, you want to really engage me. Felipe told me, I reminded him of a Sesame Street character. He told me he stored me in his phone that way. That is what made me like Felipe the most. I'm not even going to lie to you. The fact that he was creative enough to go and be funny about it and make that a thing. And so for me, that's what drove me to respond to that relationship and build on it, right? Is the fun and play that was at work. And so if you know Melissa, if you're following Melissa, fun and passion being a focus of mine, this might be a better approach. I don't know. Let's see.
All right. What about this with a chef kiss?
It's interesting. Based on the food that we just fed ChatGPT, I think it thinks we're food based. And so like it's on brand for what we fed it this morning. I will say it's accurate so far based on what we're feeding it. Right?
Well, it's not an account, so I actually cleared it before. So it might still retain that. I don't know, but.
Okay. Well, I mean, it's not bad. It's something that would make me pop. I follow Dave Knoll. He does some stuff with food too. I'm a big fan.
Like, whoa, did she just say chef kiss? I'm like, wait, and I'm curious.
I will tell you that little dash between wow and chef says AI to me. That's something else I will tell you.
That is right here. Every dash what I always do is I take it out and replace it with a comma.
Yep. Or ... if you're Melissa Houston, because I don't like that. Even in my show promos, right, guys? I just don't. But I see it if a client sends me something, I can tell immediately. I'm like, oh, you AI'd this. And they're like, how do you know? It's the dash. I do like that there was some emoji used. It's not overly done, but fire in this time frame to speak to millennium people, like millennials, this is a great thing. I'm right on the cusp. I'm a zennial. I'd love to connect and jam. I don't know. Sarah, do you jam?
I do. I'm a singer, so
Boom. That's on brand for her. See, I didn't want to assume, but I'm good with that. I didn't know if it was more of the food analogy or something else.
I like
And there's
this
a lot of
idea.
overlap. Yeah.
Even if we use different playbooks.
Boom. That right there, I love it. We don't do it the same. Felipe and I too, same thing, right? We don't do it the same. We do it different. But there is overlap. And if you talk about two overlaps between worlds, I'm instantly on my brand of Venn diagrams. And I want to be where you are because there's the middle ground to meet on. And Sarah, we're now best friends because you said overlap.
There you go.
that's
All right.
awesome. Thank you guys.
Thank you, Sarah, for coming up here. All right. So, Brianna, thank you for being patient. Over to you now. What would you like to challenge us with, or what questions do you have?
I was willing to have you do the tester of my profile for the LinkedIn.
All right. So, so Melissa, what was it? How did you phrase it when you did it before? Tell me.
Tell me what you can about this profile. Like they have an AI prompt in ChatGPT now where it will tell you about your brand. But you have to be the user to use that. And so I would just ask it like, hey, here's this profile. Tell me what you can about this brand.
All right.
Or this person, right? However you want to put it. And Sean, I want to give you a shout out. He says good writers use M dashes. It's not an automatic indication of AI. The overuse of it is absolutely. But to fight against the bad, right? One bad apple spoils the bunch kind of thing. I would recommend staying away from it right now just because it has such bad connotation behind it.
Hold on 1 second here. Sorry.
Kenny is, I'm reading comments, guys. It says inner potential activator. If AI is gentle with me the first time, I will come back for more. And you really do. You just got to be kind to it. That's the one thing I would say, because if you want it to be kind to you when you're having a bad day, when you're stressed out, when you finally come back to say, hey, ChatGPT, I need your help, you want a kind voice. But I've asked it to be a mechanic at work. Where I work, we do a lot of parts, and I will ask it, hey, I have this vehicle, this motorcycle. It needs this part. These are the two websites I want to reference because we own both of them as a brand. Please only shop there. Tell me what I need. And it's like, hey there, buddy, you let this bike fall apart, didn't you? And I was like, oh, don't scold me. You're not that kind of mechanic, right? And I went back and told it, don't do that. Be nice to me. It's not my bike. I'm helping a friend. It was kinder, but really be careful with how you prompt it. Say thank you. Say please. Waste their money. It's cool. They need to be kind too. Just a little tidbit in there, Felipe.
All right. Well, here we go. So let me increase the screen here. So I just said, oops. All right. Tell me about this person by reviewing the LinkedIn profile. And I put your profile in there, and let's see what it does. I gave it the right profile. All right, so hold on a second here. I just want to check one thing.
Now, look at the type of search you're using with ChatGPT, because some of them are deep searches, some of them are not, guys, and so you got to be careful. Also, the more you feed it.
My first name is spelled with one N, not.
Oh, that's why. Okay. Oh wait, I did do that here. Okay, so
I would use that prompt again and then just define it. Her name is spelled this way, and use quotations, right? Yep. Yeah. And then also, what is your current title, or what was your most recent title used? Because guys, it's struggling because of the commonality of the name, even though it's not exact. The more you can feed it, the better. And so, Brianna, what was your last title, or what is your current title?
Opened a company called the Muse Element, so I'm a founder.
All right, let's see what happens.
And I gotta say, I'm really super curious about this because I wasn't. That's not me. um, I I'm curious about this because I had 10 years where I was on a medical sabbatical, and I just came back onto like LinkedIn and like have been really engaging a lot in the last few weeks, but my I haven't updated my profile as to like those missing 10 years. So I'm curious.
Quick question. Is your profile set to public?
It should be.
Okay. Because that's something else to consider, guys. Can it find you? And I'm not sure. I'm trying to find you also, and I'm not seeing you pop right away, but I also don't know what you look like because it gave me a false photo, right?
I have BB in parentheses, I think in between the two, Brianna
Oh yeah, you do.
parentheses
Okay.
BB
There
Boyer.
we go. See, there's the hint, Felipe. Add that back in with the quotations.
Oh, still bringing up this one here.
Interesting. See, it's not perfect, guys. And so this is fun. I'm wondering, do you have a business page set up yet? Or do you have a website set up? Because we can try
I
different resources.
I am like in the process of putting up like the website for the Muse Element and the business page for the Muse Element, but
Okay.
So what this does tell us, Brianna, is it tells us that your digital footprint is minimal, and that 10-year break that you took definitely made an impact. But
yeah,
it's also in a way nice to be able to create your digital footprint now today after knowing all the mistakes that everyone else made.
sure.
So
Well,
this is
and the other thing I would say as a common name, right? We just saw the risk of you not being able to stand out, even
Sure.
with a unique spelling. I would have something that draws them back. If Melissa Houston, very common, right? There's another Melissa Houston who's very successful for financial advice. And we kind of have dark hair and we both have a round face and we've been confused. I've actually sent people from email to her email because they come so often. How do I fix it? I put my middle name in. I make sure that when I reference myself, I use my title, either Cultivator of Dreams, which nobody else is using, or documentthenact.com, which will then lead them back to where I am. And if you use Document Then Act in a search for Melissa Houston, there's no way to miss that. And so find that tagline, find that user. You don't need to remember Nike's name. If you remember, just do it. Same kind of concept. And so you just have to have a brand pillar. Felipe Cofiño, I would never find him if I just Googled him, guys. That name common in the world. But if I look for Felipe's 5, there's not very many Felipes who get stuck on the number 5. He's a fan of Sesame Street. I think I want to change you from Grover to the Count, and I think it's hilarious. But that's what I would use to find you, Felipe, to be honest.
There aren't that many Felipe Cofiños. So if I had been Philip Coffin, I think it'd be a lot more challenging. My name that I hated so much growing up now is unique enough that it's more searchable than, my brother Eddie.
Okay, so sounds like the suggestion would be to add my middle name and see if that helps with the digital footprint.
Or add that title, whatever your slogan is going to be for your business, make that your headline. Because from a safety standpoint, I don't recommend you guys put all of your data out. Melissa Ann Houston is not really smart to have my full name out there. If you have some other features, it could be a security risk, to be honest. But as a marketing person, I'm always at risk. I have to have, all of my ducks in a row, so to speak, for my security and safety for all of my accounts. And so that's just a common sense thing, but be careful because if you're not mindful about it, the more data you put out, the harder or the easier it is for others. So try to make it your slogan. Try to make it something that is a pillar of your brand they can return to. That way, if they're looking for you, they can find you. Nicole, for example, our publisher, the gifted bipolar writer. Nobody else is going to have that tagline. You don't have to remember her name if you can remember that facet of her brand. And Felipe, can you go put that into to ChatGPT live right now. What will you find about the gifted bipolar writer if you put it out there?
Well, before we do that, I want to show one more prompt thing before we go, because we
Okay.
only have about 5 minutes left. But Brianna, thank you for coming up here. Hopefully you got something valuable to work on and where to focus on. And that's the other thing. It is a great way for you to really understand where you are. It will do a lot of research for you and find out what's out there. And I will say that even my Alexa, I've gotten like to the point where I'm asking Alexa things that it can't answer, because I've gotten used to asking ChatGPT questions that it can answer. So real quick, Brianna, thank you again for joining us. I want to show you all this prompt here that is going to basically, it's if you're playing on vacation, it's summertime, all right? And let me go back here real quick to clear this out. And in the summer, we go on vacation. So I created a prompt for a vacation that we have coming up. Now, I put in a paragraph saying, I have this coming up. This is who's going. This is my budget. And this is what it said. Okay, so here's your prompt. Here's your vacation. It's your daughter and her fiance, your dog. Here's a hotel. It has these kind of activities. Here's your budget. And so, I want a packing list, an itinerary, and all this stuff. All right. So when I do that, I asked it also, and here's the important thing I want y'all to remember. Ask me 5 or 10 follow-up questions to help me better plan for this, or ask me 5 or 10 questions to help me be better prepared for this presentation, or whatever it is. And this is where it will ask you questions like, will you be in all your meals out, or are you going to buy some groceries to save money? Dog details. What do you have for the dog? Are they allowed all parts of resorts? Activity preferences. What's your group like? Transportation. Are you driving? And celebrations. Is it someone's birthday, anniversary? And look, if so, can I suggest a special dinner or spa day? So it's going to give you recommendations. After I answer all these questions, I'm going to say, I do not know yet. Let's see what happens. It's still going to build a flexible draft. And there you're going to see a recap. Here's a trip overview, packing checklist. Don't forget to pack these things. Things that you might not think about. Things that you might always think about. All right. For your dog, did you remember the waste bags? Did you remember the dog food? Crate if needed. And then here's your budget, and it breaks it down. All right, if you want to do all this based on your budget, this is where you can spend some money and do all these different activities. Now, say if I said, you know what, golf and spa is too expensive, cancel those activities and put the money somewhere else, it will reallocate it. And then it gives you a little meal budget here for how much to spend on meal. And then here's a little itinerary. Arrive on Friday, Saturday, Sunday is a free day so that you don't get overwhelmed with planning. Monday, wrap up. And then it gives you an activity guide. So it really, and so if I want more, I'm like, all right, give me a better activity guide. Make it less rigid. Make it more rigid. If you're more anal and you want more, every minute accounted for, I can't do that. But some people love that. So I just want to show you that last opportunity there, because again, it's about how much you give it. So Houston, any thoughts about that, or any final thoughts about AI?
I mean, I love the concept of having it help plan, having it ask the questions I didn't think to ask, right? Give me some follow-up questions. Give me some additional concepts to consider. Give me a different perspective on this topic that I haven't contemplated yet. Hey, be rude, or be honest, or be blunt. Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what I'm not seeing, or how this can be misconstrued from a political or a public standpoint, right? Like sometimes it's good just to ask it to give you something you haven't considered. And I love that tip. The other thing I want to do is leave with a little bit of fun. All right, so Felipe, can we go back to you in the AI scene? I want to see you ready to give it a prompt. And I want you to give it your favorite quote. Just your favorite quote, and then I'll tell you what to do after you've pasted your favorite quote. So what is a quote that comes to mind when I say what is your favorite? And I'm asking him to multitask, which is unfair because he's muted and he's not even Like, we can almost see your screen.
I forgot I was unmuted and I was still talking. So
I knew you were, and I was like, I know he's talking to us. Hey, the hummingbird's back. Felipe, I have had a hummingbird come visit me every show for weeks. My shows, your shows, it is back.
all
I don't
right.
know what's going on because it only comes at this time.
All right. So
That's fantastic.
my favorite quote is by a football coach called Vince Lombardi. And the quote is, it says, the difference between a successful person and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of, lack of knowledge, but rather a lack of will. Now
Say, this is my favorite quote. Can you give it to me in the tone of Patrick Stewart?
please give it to me in the tone of Patrick Stewart as Captain Picard, as Professor X.
I knew you were going to add that. So however you want to finish that line, go ahead and do it. And then I want you to do the follow-up once it's done. Say, this is great. Now do Matthew McConaughey. And guys, if you have an actor or a person you wanted to revisit this quote, right, to state it in a fun way, we could do Elmo for all I give a hoot, right? But what you want to do is play with it. Don't be scared to ask it to do silly things to learn it. It doesn't need to know your schedule yet. It doesn't need to know what jobs you've had. It doesn't need to know what you eat at home if you're not willing to tell it these things. But you can have fun with it.
All right, so it said, it changed it to, it is the will, the unshakable determination that defines our path. Remember that, my students. Not that.
Okay, now do Captain Picard first. Let's do that. Same character, same man, different character, right?
We face the unknown not with brute force, nor with perfect understanding, but with the resolve to press forward. That is what defines us. Actually, that's a pretty good quote.
I love that. Okay, and then let's do Matthew McConaughey. And that's a hard one. Sorry, I know his last name is just such a big pain.
I have no idea how to spell Matthew McConaughey.
They know. It'll be fine.
All right.
Guys,
well,
here's the thing.
We'll get you up when you're tired. We'll get you going when the road's long and the answer ain't clear. Strength fades, knowledge changes, but will sticks around.
That's something worth holding on to.
Okay.
Listen, guys, you can really just take some time and think about it. I love that this quote was given to Felipe a few different ways because, truth be told, it means the same thing. It's going to motivate him, but maybe in a new way, right? Just hearing your friend say the same thing in a different way as somebody else might help. And so just, maybe you've heard something today. Like I said at the beginning of the show, I want you to take to AI and say, I just attended Careers, Chaos, and Coaching with Melissa Houston and Felipe Cofiño. They talked about using AI to help my life. Give me some ideas of how we can get to know each other. Give me some ideas of how I can use you to reformat my favorite quotes or my favorite topics I post about. Or, hey, I always talk about mindset. Maybe I want to mix it up. What are other variables of that topic I could touch on instead? Right? Get creative. Get creative and figure it out. Felipe, what would you say you want to end the show on? What is your advice on AI?
Well, there's some people that were asking some things in the chat about how, and this may have been sarcastic. They were like, how do I talk to AI? It's I only type to it. Well, ironically enough, there is a audio version of ChatGPT. I think it has a name like Sona or something like that. The first time it started talking to me, I'm like, okay, wait, I'm not ready for AI to talk to me yet. That's a little bit creepy. But there is a AI version that you can talk to. But the other things that, well, actually, what was your question? I'm sorry, Houston, I got thrown off.
You got so excited. What would be your advice for AI? And
Oh,
also, before we go there, Gemini does the voice too. Google owns
yes.
Gemini, and they do voice to text all the time. So I don't know if it talks back to you that way, but I'm not ready for it to talk to me either, Felipe. I don't even like Alexa. I haven't opted in yet.
No,
No
no.
offense to Alexa, I like you, but you're not for me yet.
All right. So my advice for AI is treat it intelligently. And what I mean by that is be cautious about what you put into it. Respect the fact that it's smart. So, play with it and learn. Just be curious. Be curious, but have that filter on so you don't put anything confidential, personal, identifiable information, things of that sort. But there's so much you can do outside of that, so much. And I gotta say, even at work, when I'm having questions like, oh my gosh, I can't remember about that law in employment. I used to know that law like the back of my hand. I go to ChatGPT. I'm like, oh, that's right. Oh, wait, something changed about it. Like, wait, when did that change? And so it keeps us up to date in our professional life. It helps us plan in our personal life. It can help you code if you want to learn how to code. So be curious about something that you are passionate about and see if ChatGPT can help you become more efficient, save some time so you can do things that are more important in life. So with that being said, I'm going to go spend some quality time with my wonderful family that's downstairs waiting for me, and the dogs too, of course. And Melissa, I hope you have a good rest of your Sunday. I do want to thank everyone that joined the chat. We weren't really great about engaging with you all in chat, but Sherilyn, I know you had some questions. I hope I answered some of them. Kenny, thank you so much for coming. Lisa and Adrian, always a pleasure to see you. And Brianna and Sarah, thank you for coming up on stage. It's always great to see Jenny Gold here in the house. And Sean, thank you. I know you're a soda person. I like that. And Jeremy and Kenny, keep on being you as always. And Michael and Sean, appreciate you coming. And I think, and Meryl Cass, as always, our biggest supporter. Cannot forget about Meryl. And I think those were and Jackie Hallberg was here. And I'm trying to go down the list here. Make sure I didn't forget anybody else. I think that was it. And Sean, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to copy and paste yours, but try it at home. You'll have a lot of fun with it. Oh, and Alicia, thank you. I'm glad you found it fun and engaging. And there's one more here. Sorry. Just want to make sure I acknowledge everybody that caught here. I know you hate this, Melissa, but
No, it's cool. I love it. And Meryl is just blowing up the same comment over and over, and I love that too. Guys, thanks for coming. Go have a great Father's Day, Felipe. I'm going to go celebrate my husband. I'm excited for this, but we also need a topic for the next show, guys. We're 2 weeks away from our next show. It'll be July. Only a few months left of the year. And if you haven't executed your 2025 goals, it's time to get busy. Both of us are coaches. Both of us can help figure out what. If you need us both, let us know. We'll figure that out too. But don't wait. Even if it's just you and AI figuring it out this week, keep moving forward, right? Life doesn't slow down.
Who's me? LinkedIn user. We didn't recognize you because you came up as LinkedIn user.
Was that Sarah? Did Sarah go and come back because she came up also? No, I don't know what happened.
Sarah came up as Sarah. So, but you know what? Thank you for coming, LinkedIn user. I recognize you.
Yeah, and you for sure. I don't know who it is.
And Jeremy, thank you. I thank you for saying you learned something new. That's our goal, is to be able to share these kind of things. So with that being said, Houston, thank you again for another great Sunday. Like she said, let us know about your topics you want us to cover in 2 weeks. We'd love to hear from you. We want to keep it relevant and real. So we appreciate you all. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers. Go spoil your husband, Melissa. And I hope everyone has a great rest of the day.
Take care, guys. Go be great.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Show, it's your career crew. Melissa and Felipe bringing wisdom to you. We've been there, done that. Now it's our turn to share what we've learned so you can take your turn. Drinking